A lot of people think self-realization is the end of the journey, but often self-realization is only the beginning, because seeing yourself clearly can change everything. But what happens after you see? What happens after the illusion breaks? What happens after you realize you have been living in patterns, identities, roles, and survival strategies that are no longer true? That is where the deeper work begins. Welcome to Integrity 444 LTQS. Today we are talking about what happens after self-realization. Self-realization can be powerful. It can feel like awakening. A veil lifts, a pattern becomes visible, a false identity is exposed, a deeper truth inside you becomes undeniable, and for a moment, everything feels clear. But many people are unprepared for what comes next, because self-realization may show you the truth, but it does not automatically reorganize your life. It does not instantly heal your nervous system. It does not erase conditioning. It does not automatically teach you how to embody what you have seen. That is why what happens after self-realization matters so much. After self-realization, there is often a period of disruption. Why does this period of disruption happen? Because once you see clearly, you cannot fully return to unconsciousness. You cannot unknow what you now know. You cannot pretend in quite the same way. You cannot comfortably live inside the old illusion once the deeper truth has made contact. And that creates tension. You may begin questioning your relationships, your habits, your identity, your emotional patterns, what you have been tolerating, what you have called love, what you have called success, what you have called yourself. This can feel liberating, but it can also feel destabilizing, because when the old self begins to loosen and the new self is not yet fully embodied, there is often an in-between season, a season where you are no longer who you were, but you do not yet feel fully rooted in who you are becoming. That season is real, and it is part of transformation. After self-realization, several things often happen. First, grief can appear. You may grieve the time you lost, the patterns you normalized, the relationships you misunderstood, the ways you abandoned yourself, the version of life you built while disconnected from your deeper truth. Second, disorientation can appear, because when an identity cracks, it can leave you asking, who am I without this role? Who am I without this performance? Who am I without this coping mechanism? Who am I if I stop living for approval, survival, or image? Third, responsibility deepens, because self-realization removes excuses. Once you see the pattern, the question becomes, what will you do with what you now know? And that is where many people stall. Not because they are incapable, but because realization is easier to admire than to embody. This is the part many people do not talk about. Self-realization can feel beautiful in the moment, but after the moment passes, your old conditioning often remains. Your nervous system may still brace. Your body may still expect chaos. Your habits may still pull you backward. Your relationships may still reward the old version of you. Your mind may still be tempted to minimize what you saw. So after self-realization, there is often a battle between revelation and repetition. One part of you has seen the truth. Another part is still wired to protect the familiar. That is why awakening alone is not enough. Insight must become practice. Truth must become structure. Awareness must become embodiment. So let's bring this together. What happens after self-realization? You may experience grief. You may experience disorientation. You may experience increased clarity. You may feel the collapse of false identities. You may feel tension between what you now know and how you have been living. And that is not failure. That is the beginning of lived transformation. Self-realization is not the finish line. It is the opening. If you are in a season after self-realization, here is what matters. First, stop expecting instant embodiment. Seeing clearly is powerful, but integration takes time. Second, protect the truth you have seen. Do not rush to numb it, explain it away, or return to old performance just because change feels uncomfortable. Third, make the realization practical. Ask yourself, what does this truth require now? What must change in my behavior? What must change in my boundaries? What must change in my relationships? What part of my life can no longer be built on denial? Fourth, support your nervous system, because transformation is not only cognitive, it is embodied. Your system needs help learning that truth is safe enough to live. Fifth, accept the in-between season. You may not feel fully formed yet. That does not mean nothing is happening. It means something deeper is reorganizing. What happens after self-realization is that life begins asking more of you. Not more performance, not more image, more truth, more congruence, more integrity, more embodiment. Self-realization is when you see. Transformation is when you begin to live from what you saw. And that is where the real work becomes sacred. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to Integrity 444 LTQS. This channel is for those ready to return to self, reclaim their power, and live aligned.